So this morning I felt like talking about the CBT. Tried to do this one yesterday on the way home from work, but it ended up being like 15 minutes of me talking nonsense, which would be a bit hellish to edit, so I'm going to try and recollect my thoughts. So the CBT, and if you don't know, in Britain is compulsory basic training that all potential motorcyclists must take to allow them to actually be on the road unaccompanied by an instructor. Its goal is to teach basic instruction of a bike, basic controls, basic manoeuvres, some safety aspects, literally basic information about a motorbike. Now, the problem is, many pretty much believe that it's just too basic. People are going out on the road on their own, after only having 2 hours or less, depending on how dodgy the school is, 2 hours or less time on the road with an instructor. And in this time they're meant to have learnt enough roadcraft to be safe on the roads without any guidance from someone who knows what they're doing. As such, the sort of accident statistics show that people of the age group 17 to 19 are overrepresented in crash statistics. And we have a creeper. And this generally being because they've not had any time whatsoever to get some road experience via car or whatever. So what can be done to address this? Now, the obvious sort of solution would be CBT is longer, but it has to contain the theory test, as that is something that is very lacking. You're not even meant to need to know any of the highway code to be out on a motorbike, where it's rather essential for you to understand what you're allowed to do. Even more so than in a car, because in a car you've generally got somebody sitting next to you going, "No, don't do that, you fool." Bad habits will be reinforced quite quickly, and accidents will occur. The problem with doing that, though, is it would drive the cost up of a CBT, making it less accessible for those who don't need that. So, how do we combat this? And truthfully, I don't know. I know that the CBT wasn't great for me, not from roadcraft, not from road awareness, as 18 years behind the wheel of a car helped that significantly. But I left the CBT really not feeling comfortable enough to go out on the road on my own. I mean, the standard sort of thing is do your CBT, jump on a bike, away you go, wahey. No, I ended up needing a good few more lessons before I felt safe. I'm the sort of person that would have benefited from a bit more tailored tuition. My massive problem was clutch control, and it took me until most of the other day to actually figure out what I was meant to be doing with the clutch properly. Nice. So what are your opinions? How could the CBT be improved? So alongside the CBT as well is the whole third directive of licensing that the EU brought about. And I must say I'm definitely not a fan of how the graduation is went about. I mean, after spending 6 months on a 125, not because I had to, but because I had one for my CBT when I was on my CBT and kept it for a while. A 125 is woefully inadequate for a lot of road use. It doesn't have the acceleration, and it definitely doesn't have the top speed to cope on, for instance, dual carriageways. And should you have passed your A1 licence, it doesn't have the top speed to sit on the motorway, which makes dual carriageways and motorways dangerous places for bikers if they just don't have the ability to get to the speed they need. Now, the 46.6 horsepower restriction is okay. You've got everything you need there in a sort of bike that size. The A1 needs increased. My personal opinion would be a 250, possibly 300. Gives a bit more scope for bikes that are available. Ages, I would change those. A1 could be 16, then 18 for your A2, 22 for your full class. Again, what are your opinions on this, people? Better comment, post a video, or link to a video done addressing either of these in the past.